Hello again, welcome back for another daily Bind of Isaac with Pedants. It is September 29th, 2024. You know, I started the run, right? And I thought I was recording for like the last 17 minutes, and apparently I did not even have OBS on. So thank goodness I actually checked after the game crashed on me being in this room. Oh, man, I hate that shit. When I just like realize I'm not having the program on, let alone recording. And also, hallelujah that it didn't crash in this room again. Because like I was talking about a book I was reading earlier, right? And then I was talking about this room layout's been like regenerated the exact same way as when I was down this floor last, and it crashed the game. But it crashed the game differently when I came out of here, closed it out, and then tried to reopen it, and it crashed. And then this room that typically crashed every time when I came back into it at some point kept crashing when I kept coming back in here, even though it wasn't an issue the first time I was coming in here some runs ago. It's weird. Now, staying in room when I was crashing it the first time when I fired in here, it kept crashing the room before it over and over again. For some reason, after crashing the sitting room, it would just keep crashing it to the before room and the room before that. So if I were to fire it in that room, and I didn't clear that last room or something out, then in the room before that, like, it would have kept crashing again and again. For some ungodly reason, it would just like, fuck off with that. Okay. How do I know that? Because that's what happened before. It's a weird specific with that. So I think I'm airing the caution in the wind right now where I'm not going to be firing. See, now I didn't even fire. I swear to goodness. I did not fire, and yet it crashed. Yet I am punished for my sins. Okay, let's go back here. Now, talking about that book that I was talking about briefly earlier, I was talking about it for like 16 minutes, and then I realized I wasn't recording. So I'm just going to kind of keep it brief. So I read a book called Attached or something, and a few months ago, I was starting to read it. Whoops. Well, of course it crashed. A few months ago, I was starting reading it, and I was getting angry with it because it's like, it's not offering me like, strategies for certain things and stuff like that. And I finished the book, and you know what? It gave me very little strategies with addressing things and stuff like that, right? Almost like deleted the file. That would have been shit. Oh goodness, don't be this way right now. Don't tell me I can't do shit with this run. It's a crasher because of the main room, and somehow it's like hitting all these boxes and it's ricocheting, and I'm just soft locked. So anyways, I was reading the book, and it was like, oh yeah, here's some strategies and right? Which there were some practical ones, right? Talking about like effective communication, stuff like that. Don't fuck up, please. Okay, we're gonna have to just like do this because it seems like that main room keeps crashing. It's probably gonna do it again. Yeah. Like, it had some good points, but the thing was, it was just kind of alienating into certain kind of attachment style, and it was playing victim of another attachment style heavily. And then they had like different scenarios and things which just didn't add up with being the answer to stuff, right? So it was like, it left a lot of gaps. Left a kind of a sour taste in my mouth in certain aspects. And I was going back in the book too and reading things, and it's like overgeneralizing with different aspects with things too. It was just kind of over the place. So I actually found some books that seemed like it kind of addresses things properly across like different kinds of people, you know, instead of like alienate a lot of people and leaving things out and not overgeneralize and stuff like it should. You know what? Maybe we should just go to Mega Satan. You know, it seems like there's a pattern where I can't be fighting like the land without crashing it over and over again. That might put us in a risk of like crashing the game in Mega Satan. I don't know if that would like respawn me the room before then. It'll keep crashing until it doesn't crash. Which if that's the case, then we'll just pop the damn card and be like, fuck going the dark room or the angel room without just getting bastardized. Okay. Stop. Alright. We're not gonna... I did not mean to fire there, but okay. We're gonna try not to fire, because like, Succubus there is just gonna keep bouncing around like a DVD screensaver and just like, do things for us anyways. Plus we got Meat Boy. Don't forget Meat Boy and Angry Fly and... also, the flamboyant fly there. But yeah, hindsight, like, probably would have read a different book. I think my anger was a little justified months ago about like, why is it not giving me strategies for things? Because I kept jumping back and forth with things. I don't know. It's like there was good strategies and there was some bad ones and there's a lot of bad ones, so it's like not right for me. I did like the checklist thing, which it did give me kind of a perspective, but like I don't know, it was all weird. It was all weird as all. So I finished the book at least. At least I got around finish the book in spite of like frustrations with it. All right, let's just pop it before like they end things. I like how my little ghostly friend is all red. I must be just as pissed as I am with it. So anyways, I was talking about that before I was recording or something. And then I was bringing up Blood Meridian. Why was I bringing up Blood Meridian? Because that was a book I was reading before that. But that one, I pushed through in spite of, like, someone... It's not the book's fault. I mean, it was meant to be a very dense read with a lot of its symbolism, large words, and switching from English to Spanish. It was a challenging read, and it's a good challenging read, in my opinion. Like some of the, I mean, I probably would perhaps go back into that book again someday. To kind of flesh out some of the challenging symbolism and allegories and stuff like that. It's a very interesting book. McCormick has done a pretty good job with making such a frustrating book to read. Now, the violence and stuff didn't really bother me. It was fucked up, don't get me wrong, in many scenes. Like scalping people and stuff like that. That's... I wouldn't call that metal, but... it was, I didn't quite get, like, what their purpose was when they got into their posse. Like, I know they were heading somewhere, and then, like, it was just kind of aimless. Like, I think it was going to a certain city, but then it ended up, like, taking a different divergent path with things. I might be laying on a little bit of spoilers and stuff like that, to be honest, but it was interesting. The characters were kind of fucked up in their own kind of ways. The judge, you know, and the kid. Like, they didn't have, like, specific name. I mean, I guess the judge had a name, right? But there's just references to judge. Kid didn't really have a name. It was just Kid or something. Amongst other characters. The old man, who was just kind of like... It was weird. The old man that was kind of tagged along, like he didn't have a sense of intelligence or anything or self-awareness, so it was like... He kept playing with his own shit. Like, it's just strange. He was in his cage. But then he had these women who was like... trying to dress him up. And thinking by dressing him up and cleaning him up and everything else, shaving him and stuff like that, that he would somehow get restored, but he wasn't because he had some mental incapacities that doesn't get just fixed up by like cleaning him up and shaving him or anything. The guy was just like playing with his shit and stuff like that, was left in the cage because he was kind of an outcast to society. Like, it couldn't be fixed, you know? But that's how they were training them back then. They trained people like that back then. It was pretty fucked up. But it kind of illustrates, in a way, like, it was a work of fiction, right? The book was. But it was using some elements, McCormick, I think, was, with how they were treating people in a certain way, because he did some research, too, in the matter. So it's very similar, in a way, with the scary stories to tell in the dark. In a certain kind of style of research. It was using kind of research and just blending it together based on its own interpretation and its own kind of story with folklore and everything. And then it was like using like references at the end of the book. Not references, it was using like a bibliography in the end of the book. It's kind of hard to explain, right? But McCormick did it in a kind of a different way, different kind of styles. It was more realistic. And it continued on. Instead of being short stories like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Because Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was much more like fiction. Because he was using different creatures and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is he was basing off of folklore. You know what I mean? It was based off of folklore, and it was like sourcing the folklore styles and strategies and stuff. Okay. There is no path for some reason to go in there. Now, it's just saying this run because it's all like, you know, muddled right now. Just ate some food and stuff like that, and I feel a little off. Maybe because I'm tired and probably over-caffeinated still. We keep just, like, kicking his ass. What the hell not? We got a few Polaroids and negatives. Yeah, we got like 3 negatives here, right? So we can play around with 3 negatives of whatever the hell. Let's do that. I mean, there's not really a whole lot we can really do, honestly.
Get over it.
Gone. How could you have spent our savings?
Okay, come on now. Wait a minute, why the hell did I come in here for? There we go. I'm not even firing, by the way. I wish there was a better way to, like, identify where the light is.
He's self-destructive and disturbed just like his father.
Okay. Domestics.
Leave! We'll be fine without you. Abandon us. Abandon yourself.
Juicy in-home gossip. I've heard it so many times, Isaacs. I'm already desensitized with listening to it. I don't care.
Let his light inside you cleanse your soul.
Lived with it so many times you can quote their domestics. Now that'd be truly fucked up. Oh yeah, I'll quote your talking points, mommy and daddy. True, I missed you. Maybe like some Back to the Future shit you pull or something, like you somehow already knew what they're going to say. How'd you know we're going to say that? Oh, nothing. Imagine having a time machine just to like go back and just like say everything they were about to say to each other before it even happens. What a useless use for like a machine like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I got this DeLorean or something. I go back in time anywhere I want. Let's just use it to go back in time to like say the things that my parents are gonna fight about prior to happening. Just have cue cards or something. Oh, Dad says this, quote unquote, before he's gonna say it. Just do it in front of them, the both of them. Especially if it's a fight that normally you wouldn't even know about as a kid. One second here. Okay. I did not even fire. Now I fired. There we go. Also did some cleaning today, by the way. Got things kind of organized and stuff before I left tonight to do some stuff. I gotta lift tonight, honestly, because I didn't lift like for a few days. I need to be doing it. Priorities. All right, that was one. Butter has made a return, ladies and germs. Guess it's a good alternative there. I hate how I get pushed back. Stop. Oh, I also saw a clip for, like, Minecraft, too. It's a clip of the movie! Wow! I guess it was Minecraft Live or something, so they're showing off some kind of an update teaser that's coming out. It was just, like, one new mob and some new block style. Actually, basically a new texture or something, and then some other thing, and that was it. It was just, like, not much of an update, I guess. Like, oh yeah, Minecraft Live. It must have just happened tonight or something. I don't know what's that about. I think maybe Minecraft Live is like an annual thing where they show up Minecraft updates. I think I kind of remember that before Microsoft bought it. But that was going on. Well, thank you for giving me breakfast. Now be eliminated from a society. I also came across like a YouTube channel that specializes on reaching to certain areas of a game or getting vehicles or something like that for different Halo games, classic ones. And I was watching a few videos, and it just like blows my mind how people figure this stuff out. Oh yeah, watch out for this death barrier. Climb over this invincible wall, but don't step on this place, otherwise you'll fall through. I have to make sure I deload things by overloading it with a bunch of vehicles and stuff. Like, how the fuck, man? Now I know it's like, it's a combination of like people figuring this stuff out and they just kind of compile against like everything together. So like overloading things can cause this kind of stuff that goes on. So you can apply that to certain aspects of breaking things in games. If you know like the braking system glitches. And there's like another thing called spaghettiing or something in Halo. Wherever the heck that is. And so I guess they can apply it for like unique areas of maps and stuff like that to get to things that people have previously never done before. Spooky! When Halo 3 was fairly new, I used to watch trick videos. And it was just like, it was usually Halo 3 trick videos is what they were. And then doing like interesting jumps and stuff like that, grenade jumps and all this other stuff, right? It's just like that basic stuff instead of like going out of the map kind of thing. I wasn't so big on like machinima videos. There was some, but not a whole lot, really. I wasn't too much into that stuff. I watched a little bit of Red vs.
Just get over it.
He is gone. How could you have spent our savings? He's self-destructive and disturbed, just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to.
Shut up! Just keep punching me! I'm leaving!
Good! Leave! We'll be fine without you. Abandon us like you abandoned yourself.
No, why it was recommended me in the on the algorithm. So sometimes YouTube like surprises me with things, and it was like, "How Blue is a good show. It's actually great for adults and stuff like that." I didn't watch it because like I didn't care for it, but it's just like, what? It's like multi-hours long or something. I'm like, I don't have time for this, man. I mean, I get now. Here's the argument. I get, I get it that you can break it up in multiple chunks of time to watch it over like a course of a week or two or something like that, right? Or a month, depending on how your schedule is. And it's also for audiences out there who have the time to watch it, who's interested in watching it. That's true too. I'm not discouraging people not to watch it or anything like that. It's your choice. Just as like it's your choice of watching this multi-saga going on with this run of really not much changing here other than me finding different cards to try to keep perpetually keeping the run up like it's a never-ending story. A frowning gaper's appeared. Good. Let him frown. Let him frown around town. to kind of keep them asleep or whatever, listen to their voices. I guess there's that. It's kind of like a podcast, sort of, but it's like you're not really listening to the podcast so much. You're just soothing yourself to sleep with it. You like listening. It got some interesting points, and the voice just kind of draws you in as you're slipping into the sleep. Now I can understand that too. I've caught myself watching YouTube videos and then just falling asleep or something, or dozing off enough to where it's like, okay, I need to go to bed. Me, it's like I'm leaning more towards like dozing off than anything most times. If you're dozing off, I hope it's just a good thing. Not with a boring conversation or anything here with this. If you're bored, well, you know, people's preferences are different, you know, it's fine. I'm getting kind of bored myself, honestly. Because, like, I've hit in that point in this run where it's like I'm getting... Like, I know I'm keep, like, shooting myself in the foot here, of course, of being... Repeating this run again and again and again and again and again. And we're stretching this on for hours.
Self-destructive and disturbed, just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to.
Where are we sitting at anyways with this? I would, like, scroll out of this and be like, okay, let's see what it is, but I don't want to crash the game doing it that. So let's see here. My videos... 44 minutes, 59 minutes, hour 33 minutes, 46 minutes, an hour 24, an hour 24, 28. So let's say 3 hours, 3.5, 4-ish, 5-ish, close to 6 there. Probably 7, probably 7.5, 8 with that one, plus like an hour on this one. So we're probably at 9 hours. Let's say roughly. So the 5 hours is reflected on the in-game time is like way off. Because we kept crashing the game, keep trying to get back in the game. That didn't seem right. Why the fuck would be 4 hours missing there? I think because I think maybe the time is slower in game, maybe. On top of the crashes, and going back in and keep restarting it over and over again. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's got to be solved, Scoob. All right, get me the fuck up. Thank you. But we're proving a point here that we can keep going ad infinitum, so as long as we got the right tools, you know? As I said, like, a number of videos ago, before I was breaking this run, this one specific run, it can be done. The last time I was breaking such a run like that, I just tapped out because, like, I got a bunch of bullshit that was going on, which was like the duct tape like I have now. Only it was like much harder for me to find where I'm at, and some other things were going on too. I totally forgot. Because that's been a long ago. This feels like a fever dream. The only thing that's changing is like my commentary, essentially at this point. And maybe some slight different numbers with stats and like trinkets and cards and stuff. That's it. Like, there ain't shit for difference at this point. After that. Everything's blurred. Past might be different. Like, locations might be slightly changed up, these generations of rooms. I choose to go this place or over that place. Finding alternatives to get to this place and that place. That's it. Like, that's where all that ends. Everything else is just too damn similar. And that's okay. Now, aside from not having too much fun just doing this over and over again, there is an element of fun kind of left, which is like, how long can I keep with this fucker? How long can I keep, like, doing this before I either tap out or I fuck up? We're just going to have to find out, huh? This is our last chamber thing, I think. This time we just won't fire. We're going to be, like, existing. There we go. I did not even fire there. See, sometimes with Isaac, you just don't know what sets off something and why it just breaks the way it breaks. Edmund, fix it. I don't know why, like, I shoot randomly explosive stuff. And why my little ghostly friend right there is, like, all red and pissed. I think maybe that's, like, lusty blood. No, that can't be, because it keeps, like, changing shit up. Why is it firing, man? Alright. Oh, deal with explosives. Oh, I did not mean to go there. Alright, and that'll end it for tonight. Another dashing adventure. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.